Joel tells us, the day of darkness and gloom, the day of clouds and thick darkness is near. In his message, he repetitively commands those who are listening to return to the Lord. He does this so that those who have fallen away might be saved from God's impending punishment. This message is ominous. Where does this darkness come from? Just 3 days ago, we celebrated the transfiguration of our Lord, where God, in a bright shining cloud, proclaimed to Peter, James, and John that Jesus was his son, and that we should listen to Jesus. In our readings, we've been going back and forth between light and dark and light, and now we're back to the darkness. And Joel tells us, just previous to this reading, that the cloud is locust swarming under God's command, ready to bring devastation upon Israel because they have failed to listen and keep God's commandments. The assumption is that God's own people have turned away from God to follow other gods or other powers, which is why God is ready to bring devastation upon God's own people. As people of God, are we any different today? Here we are, entering yet another Lent season. We know the love of God. We know that God has sent Christ to atone for our sinful natures. All God asks of us is to act with love and justice toward our neighbors. Have we truly kept this attitude in our hearts? By our words? Through our actions? I cannot tell you how often I've heard people complain about it being Lent. Each year the same question arises: why do we have to go through Lent? Christ already died for our sake. Why can't we just skip it and go straight to Easter? I have to admit, I used to be of this mindset. Yes, Lent feels dreary. It seems to be filled with despair. It is dark. It is devoid of joy. Over the years, though, Lent has become something else for me. It has become a time of spiritual journey, a time of relearning to rely on God and to listen for God's voice. Even as I mourn the loss of the ability to praise God by saying hallelujah, am I really just mourning the joyfulness it brings to my faith? Without this joy, I feel like I have been cast into the wilderness with Jesus. I need to find new ways to connect with God. So Lent has become a journey to experience God without all the clutter of my faith. It is finding something that connects me to Christ and his suffering, and it points to the resurrection of Easter morning. I know I might fail at whatever it is I'm trying to do, but that's okay, because as Joel reminds us, God is a God of many chances. He gives them to Israel, God gives them to us, time after time. All we need to do is return to the Lord our God with our whole heart, with fasting, with weeping, with mourning. God does not desire a mere token of repentance. No, God demands that we return to God with our bodies, our emotions, our spirit. Dennis Olson writes in his commentary, the call to return to the Lord.
The call to return to the Lord is grounded first of all in the character of God, who is gracious and merciful, slow to anger and abounding in steadfast love, and who relents from punishing. These words represent an ancient and much used core confession of the character of God that is revealed consistently throughout Israel's history. Return to the Lord your God, the prophet commands us. Each of us will take a different approach as to how we will return to God, and walk through the darkness of Lent? How many of you have already decided to give something up, or are maybe adding something to your lives as a way to return to God? Today, we are undergoing the imposition of ashes as a way to help us return to the Lord our God. It is a reminder that God created humankind out of dust, and it is to dust we shall return. Merriam-Webster defines dust as fine particles of matter, particles into which something disintegrates, something that is worthless, or even a state of humiliation. Dust, such an insignificant substance, yet so important to our faith. By receiving these ashes, we are making a commitment to return to the Lord our God and journey into the darkness of Lent, seeking new ways to be reunited in right relationship with God. We receive these ashes for ourselves as a sign of our desire to renew and restore our relationship with God. We don't do this so that our neighbors might think better of us or to draw attention to ourselves. Jesus talks about this very thing in our gospel for today. He warns that putting one's piety on display is not something we should be doing, but we should be practicing our spiritual disciplines so that we might keep returning to the Lord and not
noticed by others. I was scrolling through Facebook this last week, and I came across this video post about preparing for Lent that made some really good points. For instance, we should try not to fall into the trap of giving up something really difficult, because we want to be seen as doing something difficult. Or on the flip side, giving up something that doesn't really matter. It makes no real difference in our lives. Such as giving up eating watermelon in Nebraska in the winter. I think you see where I'm going here. Giving up watermelon in Nebraska in the winter is kind of missing the point of Lent. Lent is about doing something that will allow God to work in and through us to help remind us who God wants us to be. It's about returning our focus to the Lord. In our gospel today, Jesus offers us 3 disciplines that can help us draw closer to God. He gives us almsgiving and prayer and fasting. For Jesus, it is not about that we do these things, but that we are intentional about doing them. The same goes for whatever each of us decide to do this Lenten season. It is not about going through the motions, but about finding a way to develop a real and meaningful relationship with God. It is not about the hardness of the task. It is about how does the act conform our hearts to Jesus, returning us to the Lord. It is not about who is giving up the harder thing or adding the most time spent in prayer. It is about the journey as we grow in faith and relationship with God together. It is about remembering